jump straight into it then. Roosters versus Cowboys, opening game of the round. Roosters only one real change, and that is obviously Tupou out for with a syndesmosis injury, and Hall comes in. Everyone called it. The Cowboys with plenty of changes, though. How do you see this one playing out?
I have Roosters 13+. There's no other way to look at it. You did miss Boyd Cordner out. He had
Boyd Cordner as well.
He had a head knock, so they're going to rest him this week. Orbison comes in and Lockie Lamb onto the bench. But yeah, I think one of them. I mean, we'll get to what I think is the most surprising change later on in the recording. But Tabuai Fido at fullback, Holmes to the wing with Lemuelu in the centres. That's I don't know about that one. I really don't know about that one.
Yeah, that's sketchy. I mean, in the review last week, we called out that Masters was your most defensively suspect player, and yet he's still there. O'Neill gets dropped. I get that he bombed 2 tries last week, but I don't think it was worthy dropping him. Shift him to the centres, drop Masters, and put Loom. If you're going to play Lumalu, put him on the wing. Yeah,
I agree with that. Again, O'Neill, I think, was more injured than dropped, but Tom Opachik scored twice in 2 weeks. Defensive, yes, I know that was the side that, he kind of got shown up by Wonga Blake, but you're going to keep Isan Masters in, who has played like absolute dog poop for the last couple of weeks. But again, we're not NRL coaches for a reason. Yeah. Hampton again on the bench in the 14, kind of that utility player. We saw that last week coming on for O'Neill when he came off. But I can't see this going any other way than Roosters 13+. They'll run it straight at Taumalolo, even with Nat Butcher in the guts instead of Victor Radley, who arguably is probably that better defensive player. The Roosters are going to come out firing. They know that they have a lot of making up to do after bombing the 10, 12-point lead with 9 minutes to go last week. And don't be surprised for Supercoach purposes if Tedesco goes 100+.
Yeah. I tell you what, as we previously mentioned, Cowboys, one good half, one bad half. You'd have to think at half-time, if they're trailing by a good distance, is that their good half or bad half? So I can see the Roosters clocking up a few points here. If the Cowboys go back into the shell like they tend to do at the end of the first half, then the Roosters are just going to they're going to run them. There's no two ways about it. The Roosters 13+, easy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sportsbet at the moment has them at $1.80, so I'm more than happy to jump on that. That's easy money there.
And Lachlan Lamb, as you mentioned, coming in as well. They've obviously got a few thoughts on what happens to Jake Friend, because Lamb can come in and play 9, give a Friend a little bit of respite. So it's not a bad option as a fallback. Will he get used? I think if the Roosters push up a good lead, then yeah.
Yeah, potentially. There's no one really in the extended squad that may take his spot. Hutchison has played hooker before, named in the 19. But yeah, I think, Lockie Lamb is a solid fullback. He's got a little bit of speed, can play 6 and 7. Maybe a 10, 15-minute respite at the 60-minute mark or the 70-minute mark if, as we think, the Roosters are just screaming ahead for Jake Friend. But, yeah, it's just as the weeks go on, you have to think that Paul Green's just starting to feel a little bit of pressure.
Yeah. And I tell you, Holmes to the wing, maybe at test level, Holmes on the wing. Holmes on the wing at any other time. I mean, the guy's on $1 million? Nobody pays $1 million for wingers. So Val Holmes is wasted out there. He's going to be wasted because if you're going to try and go to the edges, the Roosters are not the team you want to go to the edges against. You got the absolutely ageless Morrises. Maybe if you try and get outside Hall, you've seen that Hall can maybe come in a couple times, but it's a tough ask.
And yeah, last point before we move on, Ryan Hall, due for an NRL try. He's still good for 200 metres every game. He's a big, stocky lad. If there's going to be a game in which he scores, it's no better than this one.
Yeah. So, what's your tip for this one then? You're saying Roosters 13.
Yeah, Roosters. Like I said, Roosters 13 plus paying out at $1.80. Ryan Hall, for those interested, paying $1.83 for anytime try scorer. I'm not going to put money on that just because we know his track record, but I could see it going that way. Roosters 13 plus at $1.80.
Yeah, I'm going to join you on that one. I'm also going to say Roosters to win both halves.
Yeah,
Okay.
free money there, I think.